The Windows operating system provides you with the capability of sharing a printer with other users on your network, and A+ has really been fascinated with that, and they like it, probably because it happens so often out there in the real world, and so you may get tested on this. And so let me just talk about this a minute, then I'll show you a couple of little examples. First of all, you can share a printer just like a file or a folder, because keep in mind, a printer is that software object that's in here that we see in the control panel. Now, I have a physical print device attached to my computer, and then I can use the printer in my software here and share that, and people can send print jobs to that printer, and then it will route it out to my print device and the prints will come out. Okay, so when I share a printer, it makes it available for other users to print to based on the permissions that I've granted. Okay, now to use a shared printer, after I go in and share it, for someone to be able to use it, they'll have to add a device to their machine. They'll have to install a printer, just like always. Make sure you remember your terms here. They will go into control panel, add a printer in the software section out there, and this will actually point to that shared print device that was shared on a separate computer. And I'll show you that in just a minute. Okay, now the users, when they install, they're going to choose the option of installing a network printer. Then they'll input the UNC, the Universal Naming Convention path of the shared printer during the installation in the form of 2 backslashes. You'll hear this called whack whack out in the real world. The computer name, the NetBIOS computer name, one more slash or whack, and the share name that was given. And so let me just kind of quickly show you what some of that looks like. All right, and so I'm going to go back out to devices and printers, and so I'll just click here. And notice here is a printer, okay? And so I can right click on this printer and go to printer properties, and I can go to sharing and say share this printer. And I'm just going to call this MTL Brother. Okay? And actually I'm going to take the space out. The MTL Brother printer. And now notice right here, if this printer is shared with users running different versions of Windows, I may want to install additional drivers. And so if I click on this, this will let me add additional drivers in here, and I can tell it, okay, these x86 drivers, I can add those on. And what that means is when they install this printer, if they don't have those drivers, it'll automatically download them from my machine and add them to their machine. Okay, and so I can apply this, and I have shared this printer. And I can go out to security, and I can set permissions for people who may be using this. Okay, and I'll leave that alone for right now. But let's say now, let's switch gears. Let's pretend that I'm on one of the user's machines who wants to use a shared printer out here. Okay, what I would do is add a printer, and this can take just a second sometimes for this to pop up, but I'm going to add a printer, and notice I'm going to add a network printer, and I'm going to stop this from searching and say that the printer I want isn't listed. And then notice I can browse for a printer, or I can select a shared printer by name. Okay, and so I can go whack whack Marks PC whack MTL Brother, and I should be able to find that. And I would hit next here, and it's probably not going to see it with my situation here, but I can hit next and keep going and just set that up. Okay, so make sure you understand sharing. Again, I would play with this if you have a situation, a network where you can, but just understand a little bit about printer sharing. Just know that that print device that's out there in the control panel. Okay, let me go out here to printers. This device can be shared. Just right click, go to printer properties, and click the sharing tab, and I can share that, and then other people can print to this, and their prints will come out my print device. Pretty straightforward stuff, but that's how to share a printer.